Welcome to Jesus Baby Movie Talk Show, an audio podcast where faith meets film and love takes the lead. What kindness actually looks like. So let's bring the topic, love is kind, to real life. Because sometimes when people hear love is kind, they imagine soft music, calm voices, smiling faces. Meanwhile, real kindness is much deeper than aesthetics. Kindness is practical. It shows up in conversations, decisions, reactions, relationships, power, disappointment, and in our everyday behavior. Anybody can say they are kind. The real question is, what does your kindness look like in real life? Let's start from something deep. Kindness and power. Because power reveals people quickly. Give somebody authority, influence, money, leadership, emotional control in a relationship, and you will start seeing their real character. Because some people are only kind when they need something from you. Once they feel powerful, everything changes. Now they become rude, dismissive, controlling, arrogant, emotionally intimidating. And this happens everywhere. In friendships, in marriage, in church spaces, at work, even in the family. Somebody becomes the richer friend, the more successful sibling, the partner with more emotional control, the boss, the leader, and suddenly kindness disappears. But real kindness knows how to undo power gently. Because one of the strongest signs of maturity is this. How do you treat people when you know they cannot fight back? Do you embarrass people publicly because you can? Do you use silence as punishment because you know they care? Do you manipulate emotions because you know somebody loves you deeply? That's not strength. That's misuse of power. Real kindness does not use advantage to oppress people. It uses strength to protect people. And this enters romantic relationships deeply too. Because some people think love is only gifts, dates, matching outfits, baby, I miss you. Meanwhile, kindness in relationships is also practical. Kindness in relationships include listening properly, speaking respectfully during disagreements, not mocking your partner's vulnerability, apologizing sincerely, checking on each other genuinely, being emotionally considerate. Because honestly, some people don't feel emotionally safe in their relationships. Every conversation feels like defense, tension, fear of saying the wrong thing. That's not kindness. And marriage too. Marriage without kindness becomes emotionally exhausting very quickly. Because after the wedding pictures, the honeymoon, after the my person captions, real life enters. Stress enters, misunderstanding enters, human weaknesses enters. And that's where kindness becomes necessary. Because kindness in marriage is not perfection. It is patience during difficult seasons, gentleness during frustration, helping each other carry life, correcting without humiliation, choosing tenderness even after many years. Because some people stop being kind once comfort enters the relationship, and they are like, you should know already. Must I say sorry every time? And slowly, love starts feeling heavy instead of safe. And kindness is not only for romantic relationships. This one is important because some people are sweet to their partner but rude to everybody else. Meanwhile, kindness should flow into friendships, family, the church, community, everyday interactions, especially among believers. Because honestly, it is painful when people claim God publicly but treat human beings carelessly. Kindness among brethren matters deeply. How do you speak to people? How do you correct people? How do you respond when somebody falls short? Because sometimes people don't leave communities because of lack of truth. They leave because truth came without kindness. And honestly, one painful thing in life is this: repaying kindness with evil. Somebody genuinely supports you, stands by you, helps you sincerely, and you repay them with betrayal, disrespect, manipulation, silence, selfishness. That thing, it wounds deeply. Because kindness makes people vulnerable. When somebody is kind to you, they are opening their heart in some way. So when kindness is repaid with evil, it can make people afraid to trust again. And sadly, this is why some people become emotionally hard, because they were once soft with the wrong people. And here's another side too: repaying kindness with kindness. This one heals people, because appreciation matters, acknowledging people matters, returning goodness, it matters. Sometimes kindness is simply, thank you, I appreciate you, I haven't forgotten what you did for me. Never underestimate that, because people carry silent battles every day, and gratitude keeps humanity soft. And this is another hard one: being kind without prior kindness. Because naturally human beings are transactional. If you're good to me, I'll be good to you. Fair enough. But real kindness goes beyond transaction. Sometimes kindness starts with you. Even when the atmosphere is cold, even when people are distant, even when nobody has been kind to you first. And no, this does not mean becoming a people pleaser. It means refusing to let the absence of kindness around you kill kindness inside of you. And honestly, repaying evil with kindness is one of the hardest things emotionally, because your flesh wants balance. Your flesh wants revenge, coldness, emotional punishment. Let them feel what I felt. But kindness says, I refuse to let pain decide my character. And this is not allowing abuse. Let's balance it properly, because wisdom and boundaries matter. You can forgive people and still create healthy distance. You can be kind and still say no. You can protect your peace without becoming bitter. And this is where we need God's help. Because if we are being real, human beings are not naturally consistent in kindness, especially after pain, disappointment, betrayal. And here's something important: God is love, and his fruit is kindness. And the beautiful part of this is his spirit in us can actually produce kindness in us. Because kindness is not just something you try harder to do. It is something you become when something within you is being shaped. So maybe if you've been hurt because you were kind before, and you're still listening to this episode like, let's just hear what she will say again. Know that you are not alone. And no, you're not foolish for being kind. You're just healing and learning wisdom at the same time. And in that process, you can also trust God to heal your heart. And by His Spirit, produce kindness in you again. But this time with wisdom, not pain. Because if there is anyone who can truly teach kindness, it is God. And He always demonstrates this, even in salvation. Because think about it. Humanity wasn't exactly kind to God. There was rebellion, distance, pride, self-centeredness, constant failure. Yet, instead of withdrawal, God responded with rescue. And through Jesus Christ, we see this clearly. Not just teaching kindness, but living it. Because salvation itself is kindness in action. God didn't wait for people to become perfect before reaching out. He reached out while people were still imperfect. He didn't wait for humanity to deserve it. He gave grace while it was still undeserved. And honestly, when you really sit with that truth, when you really sit with the truth of salvation, it starts reshaping how you see people. Because you realize, if God treated me with patience in my mess, then maybe I can also learn not to become harsh with people in theirs. So yes, you might have been hurt. You might have trusted the wrong people. You might have given kindness that wasn't returned properly. But don't let that define your final version. Because God is still capable of healing that place in you and rebuild kindness in a way that is strong, wise, and grounded. Not naive, not bitter, but whole. And maybe that's the real goal. Not just being kind, but becoming someone whose kindness is no longer fragile. Because at the end of the day, kindness is not just a personality trait. It is evidence of inner maturity. It is evidence that pain has not fully poisoned your heart. And maybe the real question today is not, are people kind to me? Maybe the deeper question is, what kind of person am I becoming through my interactions with people? Because in a world full of harshness, kindness is becoming rare. And rare things, they matter deeply. This is Love, Oh Love on Jesus Baby Movie Talk Show, where faith meets film and love takes the lead. Stay tuned for episode 5. But bye for now.